while, I said, listen, there's a chance we could break above this 28,700 level. The problem is upside is limited to about 30,000 to 30,500. Again, that takes us back to this major consolidation area right here, as well as all of this over here. Even pre-bull market run up to 60,000, where we then pulled back, or 65, then we went to 69 and pulled back. That's that area right in there. All right, so again, the way I'm viewing this, the way I'm trading this, I have a tiny position short Bitcoin at 28,450. I will be adding to that at 30,000 Pierce, essentially. That puts me in a position to be short close to the 30,000 level.
Our featured guest in this video is Gareth Soloway, the president, CEO, and chief market strategist of In the Money Stocks. He has a proven track record, having correctly predicted the Bitcoin bottom in 2021. Even though the markets have had a slow start this week compared to the past 2 weeks, Soloway sees this as an excellent opportunity to strategically plan and position oneself for potential future movements. The Fed is giving out its playbook, and with interest rates expected to rise, the markets are likely to tighten. However, Bitcoin continues to hold at $27,000 levels with an immediate resistance level of $28,000. It is worth noting that Bitcoin dominance has hit a 9-month high, rising above 45% for the first time since June 2022. According to Soloway, this is an indication that Bitcoin is poised to cement its status as a safe haven investment option, particularly as the traditional financial system faces potential banking failures. I think we're seeing these flashes of what Bitcoin can be, this amazing asset that is a protection asset against other issues in the global sphere, but it's not quite there yet. According to Gareth Soloway, if the S&P 500 experiences a downturn towards the end of the year, Bitcoin could also face selling pressure. In fact, Soloway predicts that this could potentially result in Bitcoin's value increasing to $29,200 or even $30,700. The price again picked up pace and continues showing bullish signals until now. Soloway expecting the picture to be stabilized further and Bitcoin to continue a relief rally this month. One of the reasons why experts are bullish on Bitcoin is that next year, 2024, is a year for Bitcoin's halving event. Before proceeding further in this video, make sure to click on the subscribe button below to stay updated with our latest content.
Where this week we're like, okay, there's not a lot of action. And what you can see is the price action. It's slower. This week, the bank stocks aren't going crazy. The volume on the S&P is quiet. Even crypto, I mean, a little bit of a pop today, which we're going to talk about in just 1 second, but even crypto's been a little bit quiet for the last few days or so. So again, that's what we call a hangover week, when people are kind of calm and a little bit less agitated. All right, so bottom line is here, let's go into some charts. I want to start with the crypto charts because I know everyone's waiting for those. We want to look at that. It's actually one of the few things out there that's moving big today. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to flip us into the crypto chart. This is the Bitcoin chart. We are having a nice pop on Bitcoin today. Bitcoin trading up about 4.4% on the morning session, almost $1,200 from this time yesterday. Now, one thing to note here, take a look. Basically, what we're looking at is a level of support right here, right? So this is very defined, and this is the beauty of charts. It kind of guides you to support and resistance. Notice how the lows right through here are all together at this 26,700 level. That's a very obvious support level. Notice how the highs right here are all at the 28,700 level. That's resistance. Look at the high of today. It was close to 28,700 on Bitcoin. So what this is telling me, and number one, where do I get that resistance from, by the way, because this is just cool stuff. But look at this low pivot here from the bull market dip in 2021. It is exactly at that price point, 28,700. So essentially what we're looking at here is that becomes resistance. That's why price is having so much trouble getting through this level, lows. Now let's be clear on this, guys. I'm going to be extra super clear here. The markets are going to go lower. The Fed has now told us they're keeping interest rates up for longer. All right, meaning into 2024, we're going to see interest rates here. The market doesn't believe them. That's why valuations in stocks are still ludicrous. At some point, we are going to go into a recession because of high interest rates. At that point, valuations, remember, when we go into a recession, people feel the crunch. They don't spend as much money. They don't travel as much. They don't buy as much. So that means that earnings per share for most of the stocks out there will drop. That means valuations will drop.
Ether broke out of a resistance trend line of the symmetrical triangle pattern, which is expected to fuel a potential rally towards the $2,000 mark, given a favorable consolidation. The chart shows that Ether had a successful Q1 of 2023, But what can we expect for Q2? Currently, Ether is making strides towards the $1,800 resistance level, which is generating optimism in the market. If Ether successfully breaks through this resistance mark, experts predict that it may soon reach the $2,000 mark.
All right, next up, let's take a look at Ethereum. Now, Ethereum is kind of interesting here because you're in this upsloping channel, and it's a great upsloping channel. You connect these lows, that's exactly where we hit right over here. You go from these highs, and it goes right on that same incline. Notice the blue lines are parallel. All right, so what this tells us is this is a lot of resistance right here around this 1850 level. All right, if 1850 does break, and if we get above here, there's a run up to 2000. Now, why is 2000 very key? All right, the reason 2000 is key on Ethereum is because it was the highest point right here since the lowest point was put in on Ethereum back in June of 2022. So again, the lowest point was put in June of 2022. The highest point since then was in August of 2022. That's again the upside potential. That's where Ethereum will meet resistance. Would I be a shorter there? I would. The reason I would be a shorter there is because I'm the type of trader that makes a level break. Otherwise, if it doesn't break and it's resistance, then the probabilities are dictating a pullback. So it's all about probabilities. There's no, oh, I'm always bearish. There's no, oh, I'm always bullish. There's none of that BS in this chart or in any charts that I look at. It's about specific levels. And as soon as you understand that, you become free. You become free to understand that, again, it's all about the odds. You become the casino. You are no longer the gambler.
Gareth Soloway suggests that the government's policies, particularly on interest rates and monetary stimulus, have a significant impact on the price of gold. If the US dollar strengthens in relation to other currencies, the price of gold may decrease and vice versa. The current surge in gold prices is attributed to the weakening US dollar index. If gold prices rally and surpass the record highs from 2020 and 2022 at $2,075, it would indicate a significant and long-term break higher, opening up the possibility of reaching $2,300 and beyond.
Gold's had a great run. There's nothing to take away from gold here. You guys know I continue to be a huge bull on gold. But we are short-term extended here. We might need to consolidate a little bit more. After consolidation, is gold going higher? Absolutely. You're looking at a double top coming up. That's your next target at 2075. So essentially what I would say to you, or what I'm saying to myself, is that I am buying pullbacks. If we get a pullback in gold, I'm a buyer of gold. The chart is an amazing bullish. Look at this sideways bullish consolidation for the last 2+ years, the last 3 years. That is amazing. Last year in 2022, everyone was like, oh, gold is coming down here. It's not performing like Gareth said. By the way, it still beat the S&P and Bitcoin by a mile. But the key was, look at the dollar. The dollar was up 20%. 20% on the dollar, and gold was down for the year maybe 5%. That tells you huge accumulation. In fact, I did interviews where I said, guys, when the dollar is up 20% and gold doesn't decline by 20%, it tells you big money is buying. Don't be a fool. Follow the big money. There's a reason why big money is big money. It's because they know what the heck they're doing. And so ultimately, that's the key. And now we see this big move up this year. Look for it to attack 2075. My target for the end of this year is well north of 2075. Should be, again, potentially $2,300. Once we break out above 2075, that's your play. Look to buy miners on pullbacks. The miners will do really well this year because inflation is coming down. Last year, inflation was 9%. And you know what sucked for the miners? The fact that we saw inflation high and gold price was not going up. So they were basically making the same or less on selling their gold that they were mining, but all their costs were up precipitously. That was a bad recipe. That's why the miners underperformed.
Bitcoin is a decentralized cryptocurrency that cannot be printed by governments or central banks, and therefore has a limited total supply. The global cryptocurrency market has gained momentum recently due to a reduction in fears about a financial crisis, leading to increases in both crypto and other stock markets. However, the impact of this news on Bitcoin remains uncertain and may depend on several factors such as investor sentiment, market trends, and macroeconomic conditions. What will happen next? Will Bitcoin ever rise again to its previous heights? On this note, we conclude today's video. Do you agree with Gareth Soloway's perspective about ongoing situation in the market and digital assets performance? Share your thoughts in the comments section below. If you found this information helpful, then like this video and subscribe to our channel. We will bring you more updates in the future.